How are we doing? You alright?
Yeah, good man. How are you?
Oh, good. Thank you very much. Good.
Thanks a lot. Friday morning.
No worries. Like, you know what I mean? You alright?
Yeah. I think. Well, I'm a Liverpool fan, so it's gonna be a mixed opinion there. But
not been very good for Liverpool. Like, I still could get top four. Like,
yeah, mate. I believe we will.
yeah, I think you will. You know what I mean?
So yeah, it's been 12 months. And,
Unbelievable, isn't it? Like,
mate,
unbelievable.
In football, 12 months is a long time, huh?
It is. It is. 1 week can be a long time in football.
Absolutely. So if you can chat in general about Arsenal first half, then your brutally honest opinion on Tomiyasu second half.
Okay, no problems.
What has happened in Gunner's Land last 12 months?
Well, it's been an amazing turnaround. I actually was on the pre-season tour of America and Orlando.
Nice.
And I was pleasantly surprised. I thought, we was really good. I'm going to be really honest. I think Jesus has been a better signing, but better player than what I thought he was. Unfortunately, he's injured now.
Mate.
But
yeah, I agree.
When I first see him, I thought, wow, I couldn't believe how good he actually was. The signing of Shinchenko as well, but it's been unbelievable, a brilliant all-round. Everybody's been playing really well. Had a little blip the last couple of games, but bounced back against Villa. It's a very, very good young side, but it's also got a bit of mentality. It's got something about them. The one thing that we've really improved on is the consistency. Last season we'd win a couple, lose a couple, but this time around we've certainly got the consistency right. And as you said, football can turn around so quickly, and what a difference 6 months or a year makes. But I think one of the key things as well, we went into pre-season very, very stable. We got season before, I don't know if you remember, we got the signings late and we was all over the place. This season we was well organised. For me, learnt that from their mistakes, and that was a big thing. I think that we was ready for the season, and I haven't seen Arsenal ready for a season for a few good seasons, which is incredible when you think like they're professional footballers. But that was the case this time. They got it right in the transfer market, and it's been a fantastic season so far.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about Jesus and Zinchenko, mate. Both of them have surprised me. Particularly Jesus, I think I probably thought maybe 10 goals a season, but mate, he's a focal point.
He's been incredible. He's not what I would say a proper goal scorer, but what he is his all-round play contributes. I don't know if you remember the game against Wolves just before the World Cup started. That was our last game. We were struggling a little bit, we was playing well, but we just couldn't break him down. A bit of magic from him, and we go 2-0. People just turn around and say, "Oh, that was a comfortable win." But if it wasn't for him, we wouldn't have won that game. So 3 months without him and maintain the positions that we have has been incredible. Really.
That's been a surprise, Eddie.
Yeah, look, listen, with Eddie, I think he's done well. You took Rashford out of Man United for 3 months. You take Harry Kane out of Tottenham for 3 months. Haaland, for instance, out of City for 3 months. See where these teams will be.
Yeah.
People turn around and say, "Oh, Arsenal are going to crumble," and things like that. When you've had your main striker, your main focal point out of the team for this amount of time. Not only that, he was playing superbly well. When he was playing, he'd give you the confidence. You knew that you was going to play well. You knew something might happen in the game. So even if you was like 0-0, you knew that he could do something. I honestly, I have to say, when we signed him, I thought he was a good player, but I thought, not exciting. And then I see him. And then I watched him in the flesh, and I thought, wow. Unfortunately, he's injured, but he's back in training as we speak. So
it's like new signing, mate.
Well, yeah. I didn't want to say that, but yeah, it is. And
I'm really surprised. I was thinking, he got injured in the World Cup, and you guys would slow down, but Eddie kept it up, and you had your blip, but the VAR. Tell me about that VAR, mate.
It's incredible, isn't it? It's incredible.
That was like, we've seen so many ridiculous VAR decisions, but I reckon that was the worst of them all.
It's got to be the worst. The thing is with VAR, it was brought in to stop human error, and there's a VAR with human error, which is absolutely ridiculous. And he panicked, didn't he, and forgot to he's lost his job now, and rightly so. You cannot be doing it that
was
that
ridiculous.
sort of level.
Well, Premier League's now, like literally, I'm in Japan. Everyone's watching it now. It's the best league in the world, and that guy forgets to draw a line.
Yeah, and you just, you can laugh about it now, but it's not laughable. It's, do you know where I was at the game? I didn't even know, because when you're at the game, you don't actually get to see it on the screen.
Right.
It just comes up like, VR decision pending. I was getting text messages come through, and they were saying, "Oh, it's definitely onside. It's a goal. It's going to be chalked off," And then they went, "No, it's a goal." And then one of my mates phoned me out. He says, "When you see this, you're going to go mad." And then when it then come through that that there was a mistake, and And the thing is, I think Arsenal would have gone on and won that game. I know we weren't playing well and Brentford were, but I think we would have
1-0. The formula.
Yeah, 1-0, or maybe even 2-0, you know. They'd have pushed forward in the last few minutes.
You guys are used to winning.
Yeah, once they'd scored that goal, they just sat there and, you know, it's just a ridiculous decision, but Mikel handled it really well. What can you say? You know, they've apologised. There's nothing more you can do, really, you know. So, big disappointment, but embarrassing.
It is. And I can sort of understand because when I do live stream, I'm like panicking all the way until we start. Because like I do all the technical stuff. Yeah. And I star in it. I mean, the pressure that the VAR guy must have. And he knows he can't take 5-10 minutes. He's got to
get it on.
I get it, but it's ridiculous.
And it was one of those decisions I don't think you could explain. You can't.
It's one of the shit happens.
You can't say it's not acceptable. That's part of your job.
Yeah.
It's just not good.
If it's any consolation, we considered a goal with a beach ball hitting the ball.
Yeah, so. I don't remember that.
That was ridiculous. So these things happen. Mate, let's talk about your new signings. Trossard, Jorginho. What do you think about them, mate?
Yeah, Trossard looks very, very good. I think it was something that we needed to give us that little bit more strength in depth, particularly with the Europa League coming up. And he's done well since he's come in. I think the good thing about both signings is that they're Premiership proven. This season, when you look at all of our signings, they've all played in the Premier League. I think over the years before this, we was never doing that with Nurch, you know, get sort of bargains come through. But that was a good thing, and he's come in and he's hit the ground running. And the same with Jorginho. I don't think we would have signed Jorginho if El Neni hadn't got injured. Right. I'll be honest. We all know that Partey is not reliable as most. Against Manchester City, he breaks down. And Jorginho coming, I thought we'd done well against Man City. The performance wasn't as bad as the result looks. But I thought on Saturday against Aston Villa, he was brilliant. Not just from his goal, but from the start all the way through. Even when we went 1-0 down, the calming influence. Yeah. This is a player that's won. He knows what it's like to win.
You're right,
and I think that will be a very, very good thing, even if he's not playing, just to say how things are going. That first 5 minutes could have been a lot worse than what it was. Could have got into us and we could have gone 2-0 down, but he kept it calm, kept us ticking over, and then we got the equaliser. Even though we went 2-1 down, you felt that we could get back into the game. And at 2-2, 9 times out of 10, we all know that those sort of shots can go into the stands and all that. But, you know, we've got a little bit of luck. But they've been very, very good. Just to add to the squad, just making it a little bit stronger. Yeah. And gives us a little bit more options going into the Europa League as well, where we don't have to play our main 11 when you've got players like that are just as good. Don't forget we've got Smith Rowe coming back as well. So the squad does look a little bit more healthier. Crucial part of the season.
Looking from outside, your signings have like improved drastically over the last, let's say, 24 months. Back in the days when, what's that Nike guy you guys had from Barcelona? Spanish guy.
Yes, the little Spanish fella. Yeah. I know you're on about. He was the one that I think was influenced the one in Pepe.
Pepe, yeah, exactly. Like and he probably cashed like 10 million on that, right?
Yeah. I think, you know, the Cronkies, perhaps not as experienced as they were relying on a bit more. Some people will come in. They've got it spot on now with Edu coming in, and someone like Edu's got the club at heart. I think the guys before, you know, it was all about the money. Yeah. Fair play to the Cronkies. They realised that and got rid. You know, so I think like the signings have been really, really good and positive. I'm just trying to think which signing hasn't been successful. I can't think of one.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Been a while. Yeah, I think
it's probably been those like Pablo Mali and that's a while. Yeah, that's probably 2 years ago, right?
2-3 years ago, probably would be one of those guys. Cedric would probably be another one where you turn around and say didn't work. Right. But they done a job at certain times. You know, Pablo Mari, I think, was doing okay and then he got a bad injury. I don't know if you remember got it.
And he didn't cost that much. A big one.
Yeah, he didn't cost, you know, it wasn't in the range of what we're looking at now. Like, you can afford to maybe to make a mistake with those sort of players when you're only spending. Cedric done a job for us on occasions, but, you know, was a squad player. Mainly our signings have been really good.
I know, absolutely.
Whatever they're doing at the moment works, and they've brought in good people at the moment. And listen, we're on the verge of Saka signing a new deal.
That's big news.
Which is big news.
Absolutely, mate.
What a player.
Yeah, mate. About a year ago, he was talking about Liverpool, and I was like, oh, yeah.
Oh,
Saka.
You know, what a player. Like, you know, so if we can get that signed up, then we've got Martinelli on a long-term deal. If we can get Saliba done, which I think we will do, then all of a sudden, it's going to be really good times with young players.
Yeah, young players.
They're going to get better and better.
23? Yeah, absolutely.
21, 22, and they're going to be here till they're 26, 27 minimum.
Yeah.
That then tells you that things could be looking up. So I think
Absolutely.
we can get Saka signed and then we can get Saliba signed. To get all them three signed this season would be a marvellous thing. So
that's the thing, mate. You guys have got it all right, though.
We've got it all
Ben
right,
White
yeah.
doing well, yeah.
We've got Ben White, who's 24 himself, playing really well. So you look at that back four at the moment, and I know it's not good for your man at the moment, but he's still a very big part of it. You know, let's put Tomiyasu in there. Tomiyasu's in his early 20s. Gabriel's 24, I think. Saliba 21. Shevchenko's 23. 24. You look at that and you think to yourself, that's a defence that could stay together as a unit for 5-6 years. So that's a good sign. You know, midfield has got a bit is the issue. Our most influential players in Partey and Xhaka in their 29 and 30. That needs to be looked at, especially when you're energetic as we are. So, which I'm pretty sure they will do. So they're built very, very well for the here and the future as well. Like, you know,
Absolutely.
So that's something that's you have to give praise to there.
Yeah, well, let's talk about Tomiyasu. He's been in and out. Hasn't got as much time as he probably wants. How has he been this season for you?
He's been sensational. He's played really, really well for us. I think he's had one bad game in the time that he's coming here.